Hello guys, I gave an interview in the company called Cars24 and the interview date was January 7, 2025. So that that was the that interview was based on the PHP and MySQL, and they also asked me the object oriented programming, that is oops. So first question they asked me, what is try catch example? So I said, in PHP, the try catch block is used to handle exception. The code inside the try block is executed, and if an exception occur, it is caught by catch block where you can handle error. Okay, so syntax is try, and inside that you have to write the statement, like we have the statement 1 2 3 4, then we have catch statement, inside that we have the statement 4, and then we have a keyword called finally, then statement 5, and then outside the bracket statement 6. So if there is no exception in statement 1 2 3, so statement 1 2 3 5 6 normal termination. If an exception raised at statement 2 and corresponding catch block matched, then statement 1 4 5 6 normal termination. Case 3, if an exception raised at statement 2 and the corresponding catch block not matched, then statement 1 and then 5 abnormal termination. Then case 4, if an exception raised at statement 4, then it is always abnormal, but before abnormal termination finally block will be executed. Then case 5, if an exception raised at statement 5 or at statement 6, then it is always abnormal termination. So conclusion is, within the try block of anywhere exception raised, then rest of the try block won't be executed even though we handle that exception. Hence, length of try catch length of try block should be as less as possible, and if we have to take only risky code within try block. So inside the try block we generally keep the risky code. In addition to try block, there may be a chance of raising an exception inside catch and finally block. If any statement raised an exception which is not part of try block, then it is always abnormal termination. Okay. So second question they asked me, what is normalization? Okay. So in database, normalization is a process to organize data to reduce redundancy and improve data integrity. So then they asked me types of the normalization. So I said, first normal form, that eliminate repeating groups. In second normal form, eliminate partial dependencies. In third normal form, eliminate transitive dependency. Okay. Then uh, they asked me session cookies. So I said, for non-logged in user, you can store data temporarily in cookies or in local storage, that is the client side. Okay, session cookie. The using cookies allow you to store data on user's browser, which persist even after the browser is closed unless the cookie expire. So how do we set cookie? Set cookie in the bracket user data temporary value time plus 3600. Access the cookie if is set $cookie user data, then echo cookie user data. So output temporary value. Using local storage client side JavaScript, although not directly part of PHP, local storage is a common method for storing non-sensitive user data in the browser. You can You can use the JavaScript to handle this. Okay, store data in local storage dot set item, user data and temporary value. Access data from local storage, let user data equal to local storage dot get item user data, then console dot log user data. So output temporary value. So key difference between the session cookies. Session store data server side for logged in users. Cookies stores data client side on the browsers of the user for both logged in and non-logged in user. So cookies logged in and non-logged in users. Session store data logged in user only. Okay, and database store permanent user data server side for logged in user. Local storage store data client side on the user's browser for non-logged in user. Only available to JavaScript within the same origin, not sent to the user. Okay. Then they asked me what are the routes. So I said routes define how URL map to the controller and action. Okay. So syntax is example.com / controller / method then parameter. Example example.com / products, that is the controller, method, that is view, and / parameter, that is 1 2 3. Okay, so controller is products, method is view, parameter is 1 2 3. So types of routes. So static routes, fixed URL pattern, like routes get home :index. Second, dynamic routes, variable URL pattern with parameter. Routes get product / num, product : details /$1. So this is a dynamic parameter. Then custom routes, define using regular expressions. Routes add product /0 to 94, product details /$1. So matches 4-digit number. So then they asked me the microservices. So I said microservices is a architecture style where a big application is broken down into small independent services that work together. Each service focuses on a single functionality and communication and communicate with other service through APIs. So think of microservice like a restaurant. The kitchen cooking service prepares food. The cash counter billing service handles payment. The waiter order service take order and deliver food. Each part service does its job independently but works together to run the restaurant efficiently. So simple example in PHP, imagine an e-commerce website with the following microservices. User service, manage user account. Product service, store product details. Order services, handle order processing. So user.php, that is user service. PHP echo JSON encode user ID 1 name is equal to John. Product service, that is product.php echo JSON encode product ID 101 name laptop price 50,000. Then order service, that is order.php $user JSON decode file get content localhost true. Product JSON decode file get content URL true. So order ID, user, product and total price. So order is inside the array. So echo JSON encode order. So each service run independently but work together to complete the order. Okay. Then they asked me interface and abstract class. So if we don't know anything about implementation, just we have requirement specification, then we should go for the interface. In the abstract class, if we are talking about implementation but not completely partial implementation, then we should go for the abstract class. Okay. Or inside interface we can't declare constructor. Inside abstract class we can declare constructor, which will be executed at the time of the child object creation. So note 1. Since Java 8 interface can have default and static method also. Abstract class can have final, non-final, static and non-static variable. Now, Node 3. Serialization implementation is possible in interface using maker interface. Okay. And they asked me what is the transaction in PHP. So I said a transaction in PHP is used to perform a series of databases operations as a single unit of work. If any operation in the transaction fails, the entire transaction is rolled back to the maintained data integrity. PHP uses PDO, PHP Data Object or MySQL for handling database transactions. Step to perform a transaction in PHP. Start the transaction, execute multiple SQL queries, commit the transaction if the all required succeeds, then roll back the transaction if any query fails. So engine, CSV, memory, MyISAM and INNODB. Okay, and they asked me, and finally I have already covered in the try catch finally question. So these kind of question asked by the Cars24, and the interview date was the January 7, 2025. I will share more question and answers. Till then, bye.